kids. See.
Hey guys, it's Wayne with Maddie, and you know that we were on, I think it was last week, and it's really all about helping veterans. And our veteran that we've chosen to help and we're working on this month is Robert Riley, and he did a couple of tours, came back, fell on some hard times. We're going to talk about some of that, and we're trying to get him from the hotel that he's staying in, or the motel he's staying in, into an apartment with him, his wife, the kids. His wife needs a kidney transplant. A lot going on here, and our own
Backyard
government is not helping. So if they're not going to help, we need to help. So with that, there is not GoFundMe didn't do nothing. It was a terrible waste of time to try to even set that up. And Facebook has a donation thing, which when you're on, you'll be able to find it and see it. Hello, Maddie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm making us live.
Okay, so
like public. I'm making it public so this way everybody can see it.
Okay. While she's doing that, just so you know, a little background on Maddie. We met about, I would guess, 12, even probably more than 12 years ago. And, well, it was 2005, 2006, I think, that we met. And
that's a long time.
Yep, it was an interesting meeting. And like I said, the first time, if you watched us, our phone conversation didn't go as well. From that conversation, we weren't getting married. Okay, it wasn't even a honeymoon. Okay, but we've maintained this friendship for years, and she's like my sister, and she's part of the family. And she has this thing about giving back, and this girl doesn't stop. Okay, it's never about her. So she drove like 3 hours to get up here to do this, and she's complaining because she's not dressed. She thinks she's not dressed to be on the air, but if you look at her shirt, okay, it tells what she was doing today, which is it's all about the kids.
The kids, yeah, and actually, it's I'll show you. It's in the back. It says,
"Kids and cops together." Okay, I guess that's more community work that you do.
Yeah.
You don't stop, do you?
No.
Okay.
We have to help the children, and we have to come as neighbors and people come together and share everything and help each other. And we don't want the children to be scared of the police officers and that whole stigma and
that whole
stereotype thing. And
that whole thing about hatred for cops is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Because when something goes wrong in your life, man, the first thing you're looking for is where's the cops to help me? Okay, where's the first responders to help me? Okay, and when you read something on Facebook about something that happened outside this country, it's like, where's the military? Okay, but you'll complain and bitch about it. Okay, but man, they're the first ones we need in our lives. Okay, to keep us safe and protected. And you know what? I don't care what you pick. There's always going to be some that are not the best. Okay, you can do that when it comes to doctors. You do it with most of the politicians. You can do it with lawyers. You can do it with journalists. There's always some bad, but it's the minority. It's the small amount. It's the rest that are out there protecting you, helping you. Man, I remember having a heart attack. And I remember, man, they came and they took care of me. And probably the reason I'm alive today is because of first responders. Okay, I was in a fire. Man, they were there, kept me calm, kept me out of pain. You can't live without these people. This is what keeps us going. These are the people that keep us alive. When they talk about Blue Lives Matter, man, they matter more than you could possibly imagine. And if you complain about it, that means you haven't needed them yet. But you will, because we all do. We get old, okay, we go to the doctor, we have a car accident. God knows we live in Florida, okay? And now, for those who are watching live, we're in the midst of possible Category 4 hurricane hitting Florida. Talk about Blue Lives Matter. And as soon as you shut off the sound, we'll be in really good care. Okay, I have to listen to myself. So, when that happens, wherever it comes to hit, okay, these are the guys and girls that are out there, okay, risking their lives to help others. And for that, we consider them heroes.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have all kinds.
Because I have you, and you're much better looking than me.
No. Mom said she likes you best. You're more handsome than I am.
I am more handsome than you, but you're just better looking than me. Okay, so we spoke about helping Mr. Riley, and we need you really to support too, because otherwise I'm going to have to go out and sell my body by the pound, because that's the only way I'll make enough money. Okay, so why don't you update us on what's going on?
Okay, what's going on now is that we've been trying to get Riley some help. Like I said, he's homeless, and we have him in a motel right now. But unfortunately, you know,
you gotta pay.
You gotta pay bills, and they're not too keen at trying to help. It's a business; they gotta make money, and that's just the way it is. And I understand that. I get that. So right now, the bill is $196 right now. That's the update on the hotel that we're having them in. If not, they need to go if we can't pay it. And also we have an update because I asked Riley to look around for apartments and seeing what's out there and what's reasonable. And so we have a 1-bedroom apartment, which is reasonable. It's between $750 to $850 a month. Then there's, of course, as you guys know, the application fee, which is $50, and then the credit check, which is $50, and then starter electric is, you know, and gas and all that. Of course, they have to pay that. And then there's some classes that he's taking, and the total for that, for the classes, are $490 for classes that he has to finish by, I believe he said December, because we have all this written down, by December. So he needs to do those classes. And it's just basically, you know, your regular, you know, monthly bills and things like that.
There's so much to it. But
yeah, and everyone knows, I mean, you guys live and you have an apartment or a home, or you bought or you purchased or you rented, either or. You're paying a mortgage or you're paying rent. So we're trying to get him out of the motel and put him into his apartment. He has a job already waiting for him. He's just waiting for his license as a PI. Believe it or not, he has, you know, that background. So we're trying to get him, you know, with the basic startup kit, so to speak, which is, you know, the deposits for the, you know, the security deposits, which is only 2 of them. In a lot of places there are 3. It's like either 2 security deposits and 1 month's rent, or first and last month's and security. So they don't have that here. So that's basically what we're looking for. We're looking to see, and I have the number online. I put it on my Facebook. GoFundMe, forget about that. It was just a complete disaster, complete mess. I was like, you know, it's just it's not worth the headache. We need to move on this immediately. I don't have a week or a couple of days till they figure it out, because Riley doesn't. So we need to move fast on this, because honestly, he will not be able to stay at the hotel. It's like $36 a night. That's the best they can do, which is not bad,
that's
considering
great.
That's $50, $99 a day or whatever a night.
Right.
So it's not bad, but it accumulates. As you know, Wayne, we've been trying to, you know, every week to week, trying to help him and trying to get donations and things.
Well, last time it was $200 behind.
Yes.
And
we caught
you guys helped.
Yes.
And we caught up. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now it's again another week. Mm-hmm. Okay. Maddie's made the trek from Miami to Port St. Lucie to the studio. Mm-hmm. We all, just so you understand, there's a Cat 4 hurricane coming. Mm-hmm. We all have to prepare. But we've managed to take the time to make sure that we can get out there, get this information out there, so that Mr. Riley, who did tours, protected us, okay, gets a fair shake and can get on his feet.
Of course. I mean, we help people from all over the country and all over the world. Why can't we help our heroes? Why can't it be a priority for our heroes? They should be our priority. Children, the elderly, those animals, you know, those are priorities. You know, I mean, if we're walking, talking, then thank goodness. And it's really sad that you have a soldier that did his tour, finishes military, you know, time, and then comes back and just has difficulty and falls on hard times. And then
we all do.
Yeah, and the thing is, the catch-20, and I call this a catch-22. I seriously think we should do that kind of thing. A catch-22. Here's a soldier or a person that did his time, but he didn't lose a limb, thank goodness. And it's unfortunate a lot of our soldiers lose their limbs and you know, or die. And, you know, these are things, okay, that didn't happen to Riley. So he got back home safe, right. Thank goodness. But he's told either he's overqualified for a job. I mean, I've never heard of such a thing. And he's gone and he's shown me paperwork and things that he's gone to these places. I've literally called the places and I'm like, why didn't you accept him? And then they'll tell me, well, he's overqualified. You know, we're afraid that if we hire him, he'll quit because he's overqualified and he's not getting the pay that he deserves or, you know, or should get. So it's really, he doesn't care. He's such a humble person. All he wants to do is work, you know. And then he got a job doing some construction and then they didn't need him anymore. So, and the guy told him, you're one of the best workers. As soon as things pick up, we'll call you. And it's just one of those things. And it's sad to hear because in this country, we have too many of our soldiers, of our heroes in the street, homeless, or, you know, and again, the catch-22, meaning that he's healthy for the most part, and he can't get on his feet. What happens here, guys, with someone who isn't doing drugs or doesn't have any bad habits like that or whatnot? And mind you, I don't judge any soldier that has been out there that isn't turned out to be, you know, like he fell into alcoholism or drugs. I don't judge these heroes. Nobody knows what they go through, what they have to deal with day in and day out. And it happens that they just fall into that. This is a perfect situation, Riley. If we don't help him, I don't know what could happen to him if he ends up in the street. How are we as citizens, you know, going to allow one of our heroes to fall into the street? What do you think is going to happen? He's going to live in the street and he's going to fall into some difficulties. Who knows what can happen to him? I don't want him to have, you know, a situation where, you know, I'm not saying that he will, but, you know, things are hard as it is, but it's not right. You know, here's the problem that I have. The problem that I have is that it's not fair, okay, that we should have to worry about him, okay, when in fact he protected us, kept us alive, in my opinion, okay, allows us to do what we need to do, and he has lost his friends, that his comrades that he was with, okay. You know, you guys go home and you sleep in a bed and you go to your refrigerator if you get hungry for a moment, okay? Or you go to the restaurant and you order food. They don't get to do this. And it's not just, understand something. We can't save the world, okay? So for us, every one person that we can help is important to us. This month, it's Robert, okay? Yeah. There are so many more that need help, and there are so many great charities out there. Absolutely. Wounded Warriors. Yeah, and here's the problem with a lot of these, now that you mention organizations and things like that, the problem is that because Riley didn't lose a limb or isn't injured, then he doesn't qualify for those things.
Right.
He goes to VA and he needs gas to get to VA. So he doesn't have that. So it's like, it's a whole catch-22. You know, he can't afford a phone. He can't afford this. He can't afford that.
How about his wife?
So, and his wife, that's another thing. So his wife needs a kidney transplant. That's another whole, you know, area of discussion, you know, and it's like, how is he going to take care of his wife if he can't provide?
Can't take care of himself.
He can't
take care of his kids. Can't take care of his wife. He can't take care of himself.
Well, he's got a daughter, and the sad thing is that he can't, you know, provide for her when he can't work. So it's really, and I would like for people to focus here for a minute. Think about this. He's a man. He's a soldier. No matter what, like Wayne said last week, a soldier will always be a soldier, even if they retire, even if they're done with their tours. It doesn't matter. They signed up as a soldier, they will die a soldier. My problem with this is that they get depressed, and soldiers don't come out and tell you that there's something wrong with them. They'll tell you everything's okay when it isn't. They won't tell you that they're homeless. They won't tell you that they're hungry. They won't share these things with you because that's how they're conditioned. They're conditioned to be strong and to, you know, deal with all kinds of situations. So I don't think it's fair that we put such a pressure on these people. They should come home and be able to have resources available to them so that they can be able to move forward with their lives. It's not fair that they suffer, the families suffer, and we're here like trying to you know, make miracles happen.
You know, without getting political, here's a guy who is American, does tour duty in
the war,
very dangerous areas.
Iraq, Afghanistan.
He comes back, and we let him go. We just cut strings and let him go. And yet, we have people that come from other countries, okay? They're not American. They didn't come here properly. And you know what? I have every right to say it because my wife is Canadian. I had to go through all the processes, okay, for her to get her green card, and now she's going to go for her citizenship, okay? I paid the fees and didn't have the money. Trust me. When this was coming about, I did not have the money. I had already been through tough situation. I found my prior wife dead in the closet, okay? Thinking about doing bankruptcy, eviction notices, but yet I knew the process for my wife to be was, would you with the sounds?
Sorry.
Okay, I knew how important it was to do it properly, okay? I'm worried about the people that worry about me, you, okay, that keep where we live safe. He did his time. Why should we just cut him loose and say...
discard it. It's literally like you're discarding
right.
a person, a human being that has, you know, served his time. It was 10 years in the Coast Guard, I believe, and then he went on to the Army. So he did his time, and he finished his time there and decided, you know, to finish his time, and that was it. And it's not fair that he has to pay a horrible price because, again, they fall into depression. And it's really ironic because I have a son who's in the military, and until recently, and it's not like, you know, I mean, I'm a very active and present mother, no matter how old my children are, but I just saw a post, because my son and I, we talked about this, but just the other day, and you have to read it. I read this post of my son, and I didn't know that my son has suicidal thoughts. My son's in the military. My son is the youngest one, Anthony. He is the most easygoing, most a gentleman, like, not because he's my son, but you can ask anybody. I had no idea. And I'm his mother. Now? He's 29.
29.
I had no idea. The pressures and things. I know, it's insane. So it's like, these are the things that we need to talk about. You know, sometimes, you know, within our own circle, you know, we may not know that that person is fighting a battle. And again, you know, my son, of course, he has his military life, so he's very busy with that. And because of a relationship he was in, it came out that he, you know, that situation really affected him to the point of suicide, you know, of wanting you know, having those thoughts of suicide. So again, this is the same scenario, catch-22. He tries to go and get a job. He gets turned down. He goes to organizations. He goes to the VA, asks for help, and he gets turned down. He doesn't qualify for things that they have. He goes to different organizations, call the organizations. He doesn't qualify. So what is it? Overqualified, underqualified, and our heroes suffer this. So what do you think happens to the person's morale? And this is why the suicide rates, by the way, super high in the military. Just lately, just recently, we had some more suicides in the military.
I mean, I get it, because we're in a landscape in our country where these guys risk their lives. And again, you know, I'm going to repeat it. They risk their lives, and yet we give more benefit to people who just come here and don't even care about our country. Okay? And that's, to me, is disgusting. I'm sure that we're going to do a follow-up.
Yeah, we are.
So I'm going to tell you this. We're going to find out who donates, and we're going to pick one of those people who donate, and WRPB will figure out something that will do for them, whether it be a dinner for two, whether it be theater tickets. But we'll come up with a giveaway, depending on where they live. Will depend on what we can do. But you know what? Show us that you care, and we'll show you that we care. Okay? And this is so, so important. Again, I have so much to do to get my house in order for this hurricane, and I don't even know what time it is. I'm exhausted from the day, but I did survive Walmart and Sam's Club and Home Depot, so I'm doing pretty good, I think. Okay.
Yeah. I ask everyone to donate. It's on my Facebook. It's live there, but please, even after we finish here, please donate. Contact me if you can. If you have any resources, organizations that are out there, if you guys have any resources for places where Riley can contact, or I can contact for Riley and see if they can help.
When you say
please
out there, where?
Know. Out there, wherever.
Where is he?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, resources out there, any resources, because it doesn't really matter. Sometimes the resources, though it could be in Timbuktu, but they'll know people or other organizations that can help. Riley right now is at Savannah, Georgia. So that's where he is at right now. He's in a motel there in Savannah, Georgia. And like I said, right now, $196 is needed tonight. For him to stay at this motel, and obviously, you know, we're trying to get him out of there by getting the monies for, you know, his apartment. Yes,
security.
So he found something, and it's really reasonable, $750 to $850. It depends, you know. Right now in September they have a special, so I'm hoping that people can donate immediately, and then we can set these guys up, and at least that gives them a head start, because like I said, he already has a job pending. Not only that, but Wayne has contacts as well that will offer him a job come December.
Yep.
So he said, as far as, you know, future paying the apartment, that's not an issue, because from what I said, he has a job, you know, already waiting. He's just waiting for the license to come in so that the gentleman that offered him a job can get him started.
It's called giving them a hand up, not a handout.
Exactly.
Nope. And that's really what we try to do in this case. And we're just going to okay. Maddie's going to make sure that we constantly do this. Okay. She'll call me in the afternoon and say, I'm driving 3 hours. Can we use the studio? And of course, it's really hard to turn Maddie down. Okay. They don't make people with that kind of heart. So I need you guys to have that kind of heart. Maybe not, it doesn't have to be as big, but every little bit counts. And it really doesn't matter how much you donate.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. And like I said, you know, anyone out there, any soldiers, because I know I have a lot of soldiers on my Facebook page and my social media. If you guys are in that situation where you're down or depressed or just overwhelmed, give me a call. And there's also the suicide hotline that I have on my Facebook. You can call them. It's discreet, it's private, you know, and you don't have to feel embarrassed or ashamed, because that's the other thing. Again, they're conditioned not to, you know, reach out for help. They need to help and figure it out themselves, and that's not right. It's okay to reach out. And just basically, you know, that's it. Please, you know, if anybody knows anything, I'm going to ask all the people that I know out there, please share the page and please share this with people. The donation page is there. Forget GoFundMe. It did not work. I use Facebook fundraiser, so it's set. It's already started. People already donated, so it's in there. And let's see what we can do with Riley. Well, honestly, not let's see, because I'm stubborn. So
right. We want to make it happen.
Stubborn. We're gonna make this happen.
Let's prove, okay, that there are still people that care.
Oh, and you know what I was figuring out? I have like 4,300 friends on Facebook. If each of those people donated $1, my 4,000 whatever friends, or 5,000 whatever it is, literally $1, you could literally like resolve this issue, like in an instant.
Well, there's probably a couple of dollars, so donate like more than $1.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Let's get them off the ground. Let's get them a running start.
And get the kids involved.
Okay.
Get the kids to do bake sales and things like that, and school and stuff. And let's help this hero. He deserves our support.
And it's not going to be forever, okay? Because once he's off and running, we're going to start looking for somebody else who's hurting, who's been a first responder in the military, and see what we can do. We're going to make this the landing page, for lack of a better word, to help those who just need a hand up and not a hand out.
Exactly. Thank you, Wayne, for having us as always. Thank you for he just drops things. Everything is like,
I am so tired.
And he was tired.
But it's okay.
But you know, I said, you know, I really need to fight for this hero. I really need to move mountains, and that's what I do. So
she'll kick my ass if I don't help.
I'll tell Mom.
With that, everybody, make it count. Please. Pay it forward.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Good night. Thank you.